What up, though, y'all? So you seen it? All these Young Thug videos. I should call it the Young and the Restless, the interview, and so on and so forth. And I've been getting a lot of questions about what do I think about the interview, or what do I have to say about it. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna check it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That is what we're gonna do. Shout out to the Big Facts podcast.
I'm planning, planning. That's what it's about.
Where your mental at though?
Mentally, I feel like sometimes you be up, sometimes you be down, but I feel like mentally, the game that I'm in, I'm not into sports, or you know,
Okay. And now I understand why people wanted me to break this down. People that know me. Mentally, he ain't all right. That left leg jumping, he touching, moving. Like, mentally, he ain't all right. That's a fact. That's clear to show. That ain't to say that he about to go jump off a bridge. That ain't to say that he don't know 1+1 or none of that. But mentally, he ain't all right at all.
I'm not an actor, none of that. The game I'm in, no matter what, you want all eyes on you. I feel like right now, this moment, no matter how the eyes look, the eyes can look devastating, the eyes can look betrayed, the eyes can look however, no matter how the eyes look. In the game I'm in, you want all eyes on you. No matter how they come. I always pray for that. God, I want all eyes on me. I don't matter. No matter how the eyes look. I guess this is just him saying, hey,
No matter how they looking.
no matter how they looking, no matter how the eyes look. A lot of the eyes gonna be like, you did wrong. A lot of the eyes gonna be like, you right.
Hey, before we get into all that though, like, you know what I'm saying, what's going on and the talk, whatever. That's the reason why I said I got Jeff. I want to talk. I ain't never seen you in no interview like speak on John Burstoff with Lil Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga Big Bank, he must got some of them veneers. It looked like somebody hit his mouth with the white crayon and shit.
Why not?
I feel like just not even on no super manly shit or nothing like that. I feel like personally, I wasn't raised by like victims or men with like really touching feelings or like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised by those type of men. I wasn't raised by the dwellers. I was raised by men that always said, keep going, no matter what, go forward. Cause you got
He right. The thing about the whole being raised by men that's like keep going, keep forward, keeping it moving. What you don't understand is they may feel a way about stuff. Things may affect them. They may be hurt, but they understand what the job at hand is. And if they allow how they felt about any one particular thing, it might jeopardize the whole mission. But it's not that you don't deal with your feelings. It's not that you don't establish or try to invest or do some self-care within yourself. It just may be something that you keep to yourself.
I understand my mom got 11 kids. My daddy, he couldn't sit and be in his feelings about certain things because he still got 11 people to feed, plus my mom, plus him, plus his other kids. My daddy got 15 people he got to worry about every day. So he ain't have a chance to sit back and just focus on his feelings and feel certain things. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised by a man who just was like, go forward, because that's what matters. What matters is not sitting and just being stuck in the moment and dwelling on certain things. Like that ain't what life is about. When you living in a king, when you living as a king, it's about going forward. I think I did that so much to the point where I forget to speak about certain things.
Certain shit ain't meant to be spoke about. And that's what this
I be forgetting to speak about Lil Jeff.
And that's what certain things ain't to be spoken about. Not that he should or shouldn't be speaking about Lil Jeff or who he is as an individual when he's an entertainer, that ain't what we're here to talk about. Speaking about all this other stuff that was spoken on is what this
What's your
was about.
What's your earliest memory? That's great. I ain't never had nobody that question. What's your earliest memory? Like, if you could think of your earliest memory, like, it's the first thing I remember as far as back I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
My earliest memory was Jonesboro South, my hood, the hood I'm from, the projects I'm from, Jonesboro South. My brother, free Umfung. My brother.
See? And that's where people got a problem at. How is it free Umfunk? He took a plea, the same plea as others, but it's free him, but other people are horrible motherfuckers. And this is the whole thing when you want to be a leader or you want to be the boss and you asking people to respect what you standing on and you say you standing on business to the point you got corns on your toes, but you breaking and bending it for you can't do that. Like, for example, I'm all about responsibility and responsible people. You know what I'm saying? Responsible business. I have two little brothers that are overly irresponsible. You understand? The same repercussions it come with anybody else for being irresponsible. I'm exacting on both my little brothers for being irresponsible. As a matter of fact, I might lean on them a little bit more just because they my little brothers. And it don't seem like you willing to do that. And I'm not saying you should be like fuck your brother, but I'm not saying you should be like fuck everybody else either. And that's problem number one right there. That's why people ain't understanding.
Brother, he burned the house down.
Oh shit. All right. Now we're gonna skip to some of the other shit. The brother burned the house down. I'm guessing he respect that like a motherfucker.
I was trying to trick myself into being different and end up working. You know what I'm saying? So, and I started realizing certain like, damn, man, this how you felt about this, or this what shaped you, or this what made you start to think like this, and this what made you, you know what I'm saying? Like, so how do you think Lil Jeff impacted Young Thug?
A few things. It was a few reasons. A few things like from me being Lil Jeff impacted Young Thug. Like some of the shit that I just spoke on. Like that made me like love people more because I seen like some parts of my family like not having the gratitude and like love that.
Side note, this is why they tore down the projects. You know, it had one effect on the generation that ended up selling crack and going to jail, but it had a whole nother different effect on us born between 1980 and 1990. And they saw that shit early. That's why they called it the projects. But
I wanted as a kid. Like I actually love my auntie. I actually love my cousins from my auntie kids. I actually love them. Mm-hmm. And my mama, we were so deep. My mama always taught us like love, bro. Y'all supposed to be with each other. We'll never go against these folks. Love, you know. So those type of situations.
Now that should be important, but then it kind of teach you like bad because you going on love, but a lot of people that end up benefiting off of you loving ain't gonna love you back the same way. Matter of fact, they ain't been through enough to even understand what love is. Love to them is transactional. It ain't continuous when you ain't got nothing. Love don't exist in a lot of these other motherfuckers when they feel away. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they feel away, the love go out the door. They forget that they made you feel away a million times. But your love and your loyalty didn't go nowhere. You ain't turned disloyal because you felt away. But that's that project mentality. A lot of people born with a backyard don't know that. Because the difference between is when you losing your house and you got a front yard and a backyard, don't nobody know. So you able to put on the front like you something that you not. But when you in the projects and you can't pay your rent, or you in the projects and you got roaches, or you're in a project and you got no food, everybody know. And everybody gonna help you or make fun of you. But it's gonna be on the floor. It's a little bit different. So the mentality is a little bit different. And how you deal with it is a little bit different.
Impact the impact Lil Jeff to Young Thug. Just like I'm telling you, you gotta think. My mom got a 5-bedroom apartment. We 11 deep. All 11 of us live here.
A 5-bedroom apartment is crazy. It's crazy. So y'all niggas be acting, and I lived in Atlanta. My mama got fooled by that shit. I probably lived in one of them. Honestly, I for sure lived in one of them apartment complexes that he talking about during the time when he was a young whippersnapper. That's a fact. But we're gonna leave that out. A 5-bedroom apartment is crazy. That ain't the same. Because where I'm from, you might have all of them same amount of people, and it's a 2-3 bedroom apartment in the projects. Concrete walls.
And 5 bedroom. So
5 bedroom.
I'm sleeping in the same bed with 4 other people. The 4 youngest kids my mama got sleeping in one bed. Then
see, this is why niggas my age don't respect them. He talking about his mama's kids. Nigga, when I was in the projects, it was my grandmama's kids that was a little bit older, but not that much older than my grandma's grandkids. And we were sharing a bed. Them niggas probably had pillows. We didn't even have no pillows. It was dirty clothes and pillow cases. That's how it was. You know, he kind of soft.
The middle 3 sleeping in 2 beds in their room. They got 2 different beds in their room, in one room.
These niggas had different beds. They had more than one bed in the room. Ah, nigga, you had it good, pussy.
Then the other, it's like that. So I grew up off of like, you gotta love one another. We ain't had nothing. We was literally damn near junkies. Like, we ain't had nothing in the world. We did junkies. I'm telling you, when I
bomb, not junkies.
Like not but junkies, but like bombs. You know what I'm saying? Like
Bank. This for the generations be different. Bank from a generation, if you just applied yourself, you got a little bit more. A little bit more. He ain't from the generation to where it wasn't shit before you, and you was locked in till you was old enough to say, Mama, get the fuck out of my way. I'm going to get my own.
Yeah.
Like, we don't got nothing. Like, I wear my sister clothes to school.
So that's why he was with dressing like a woman. Okay, that explains a lot.
My sister then I got to drop out of school just so I can wear her clothes, and people don't know that I'm wearing her clothes.
That's what I'm saying. How them circumstances.
Look at that nigga shaking and shit though. I was wondering why people wanted me to watch this interview. I get it now. I ain't never liked this. I ain't never not liked this dude, but I ain't never been a supporter of this guy. Some of his lyrics, the dresses, some of the things, you know, and like Project Law, like nigga, whatever it take to get your money, you ain't supposed. It's certain things you never supposed to be doing. Putting on the dress is one, and it's a whole. He got about 7 or 8 other things that he is never supposed to do. But I'm gonna leave that shit out. I'm not from Atlanta, but I live down there, and even down there, some of the shit he did you ain't supposed to do. But I digress.
It's like, in what way did that? Like, what way? What did it make you feel like?
It made me feel like I just wanted. It made me feel like my aunties and uncles and stuff treating my mama family a certain way. It made me like want love so bad. That's when I started meeting friends. That's when I started wanting love from like other people besides my sisters and brothers. Mm-hmm. I started trying to get love from my friends. I started getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just made me just seek love. I started seeking love because I wasn't getting love from like certain parts of my family.
Yeah.
It shaped me in that way. And then a few more ways, like I watched my brother die in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched my brother.
Now we got to cut this brother story, but because that translates into something that everybody can understand. But the whole seeking love from others Like that is something that we all can understand. And it make you seek it in a way that you shouldn't. It make you accept adulation and congratulation and acceptance from people that's beneath your potential. Because a lot of these people that see you in that situation and decide to love on you without showing you something better, they don't give a fuck about you. They see you as a tool. You know what I'm saying? You're a vice grip. And that's what bothers me about this story because all of these people champion this young man, but they all just took songs and ghostwriting and hits from him, the same shit he complaining about, but nobody pulled him to the side to let him know what he needed to know from where he was coming from. And to a degree, he deserved a spanking because the shit he talking about and the things he pressing, but he not necessarily standing on the rules that he talking about. But then at the same time, everybody else is flawed in a motherfucker because they been knew this young dude was missing a few steps in this motherfucking he is missing a few steps in his walk.
Brother died in front of me, brother. 8, 9 years old, little boy. Kid.
What happened?
He got killed. My brother got killed on Deal Avenue. My brother ended up doing some gambling. He stopped Uncle from gambling, and then he kind of slapped Uncle around like, yeah, Uncle was like 11, 12 years old. Look, he was a kid. He gambling with some grown ass men though. So he go up there to stop my brother from gambling, and he started gambling. He ended up winning all the money. So when he leave, one of his friends, goddamn call him and tell him like, bro, don't come back up here. These niggas, they gonna take the money back for you if you come back. Cause my brother was like, shit, I'm finna go home right there. I'll be right back. Y'all niggas don't stop gambling. I'll be right back. So he walked down the street to the house and his friend called him like, man, don't come back up here. These niggas goddamn whoa. Which some people will look at like, nah, that's real niggas. But he knew my brother. He was my brother best friend. He knew my brother. Gangster, he's standing on that off top. You tell my brother some niggas finna do something.
Hold on, bro. That's accountability. And this is part of your problem with accountability. Regardless of what type of dude your brother is, if a motherfucker called him to warn him, and the best thing he could think of was to go back to do some shit he shouldn't have did to some people he was already warned about, then he kind of deserved what he had coming. And that's where cognitive dissonance starts. Something tragic happened that may affect your life. But what you forget is the person that something tragic happened to put themselves in that situation. It ain't no different than we say me. Fucking with people that don't love themselves or fucking with a chick that don't love herself, giving her opportunity, building her up, bringing her around, changing her life. Dog, this bitch will fucking stab me in the back first chance she get because she don't give a fuck about herself and wouldn't think twice about it. Is that her fault? No, it's my fault because she ain't give a fuck about herself. So how the fuck she gonna give a fuck about me?
One of him don't come back. He going right back. Cause the thing about it, he wasn't even coming back. He had won all the money. He won like 9,000. It was a little kid shit. He won like 9,000. His friend knew he wasn't coming back. Like he like made him come back by telling him a nigga finna like he gonna rob him. So he go right back up there and shoot a nigga. He go right back up there. Hey Ty, who you just called me and said niggas said they gonna rob me. Who you said gonna rob me? The nigga Ty. What the heck? Man, nigga, who you said gonna rob me? You just called me and said one of these niggas might rob me. That's how the situation started.
He shot a nigga, your brother did?
Yeah. He shot 2 niggas. He shot 3 niggas. He shot his friend and then he shot the 2 niggas that killed him. Cause his friend was acting like a hoe, like not want to tell him who said he was gonna rob him. Yeah. His friend.
All right, so we're gonna dig deeper into the rest of this interview, but you can see where his cognitive dissonance started at. Because what the fuck you expect? I warned you that people was gonna rob you. You know who you beat in the dice game. Why you want me to risk my life telling you who said what? I already risked my life telling you what the fuck was going on. And to me, this young dude got unrealistic expectations like most motherfuckers from his generation. And then not only that, he not listening to the information being given. like most motherfuckers from his generation. So we gonna go ahead and flip to some other things for me to give you my full blown opinion on this guy here, man.